another boy, Wilson Binovia, is playing finals too. In November, we have 2 weeks of J5 happening in Abuja already. Actually, we have released the 8 tournaments that we're going to be running from between the end of this month and the middle of December. Dala being the one that will start next, then the 2 weeks of J5, and then of course the Rain Oil in Lagos, and then the closing one will be the Abuja Tennis Cup. Now, the boys are there, but honestly, we don't have in the senior boys categories people that will go too far in tennis today. But in the junior categories, and that's why we are going back to the bottom of the pyramid to ensure that we have more people participating in the game, and from there we're able to identify talents and build a new team to take over from the team of players that are already growing old and may just be facing education. Like I always encourage, if tennis does not work, make education work so that you can build a career for yourself aside tennis. But the ones that have the extraordinary skill and that are able to do well, we of course encourage them and ensure that they get the best. Even if they can't find it here in Nigeria, we'll take them to where they can find it. We have seen that work with Onilomo Quadri 2-3 years ago. She was moved to the High Performance Center in Morocco, and after 2 years, in fact, as of today, she's the only WTA player we have in Nigeria. Still active. So it means when you have the right environment, that's why I'm going to be encouraging a lot on these tennis academies and tennis schools. When you have the right environment, we have the talent, we have the skill, we have the people. Our numbers are not for nothing. We have the numbers, we have everything, if put together, and which is exactly the direction we're going to be able to produce champions.
And that's what we want. And as watchdog to the society, the media will monitor you, because this work is for you and your board. We must keep the development process going, and I like the things that you've highlighted. Those 4 major areas you mentioned, we'll write it down. At the end of the year, we'll ask questions. Next year, we'll ask questions. Thank you so much for your time on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Austin.
All right. So that's it. The president of Nigeria Tennis Federation, Ifedayo Akindoju. Because tennis, at the level where it is in Nigeria, is all about development. But it shows we have a lot of work to do. If Serbia can produce Novak Djokovic, Nigeria, with our population, with our talent, with the people, we can also do, and I'm sure Yemi will agree.
One.
Yeah, I do. I agree with you. And we'll get to that point, hopefully, if we do the right things. Yeah, administrators do theirs. Sports ministry has a role to play. We talked about it yesterday. When you have top-class athletes, when you're administrating them or doing all of those things, don't take them back to the Stone Age. Make everything work well. We have the numbers, we have every other thing, and I'm very sure we can make it work. But we need to start building the structures to ensure all of those things are possible. Yeah. All right, I think it's a wrap. It's a wrap on tennis for now. If there's any other thing, we'll let you know as we move on the show. It's time for us to bring in Alfred Okoligbe. Let's see if Alfred is still with us. Greetings to you, Alfred. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Thank you very much, Yemi. Very good evening to you. Very good evening to you, Austin. I kind of enjoyed the conversation, the tennis conversation with the president of Nigerian Tennis Federation. I must say, I kind of sympathy for the president struggling to name where athletes and talents in tennis will be discovered. Let me give you an example. In sports like tennis, I grew up in Ajegule. Ajegule has only 2 courts. Only 2 courts for the population of people that you can say that population is like the population of Serbia that you mentioned that Novak Djokovic comes from. You have public spaces that be taken over by developers. No space made for this facility. Those 2 courts in Ajegule, one is St. Mary's Catholic Church where the Reverend Fathers play. So you can imagine the number of times you get there without a trained coach present. The other court is at the Navy barracks. I mean, officers cannot be playing and you go there to go. So that is the challenge in sports like this. You need the facilities for the critical, the mass of the people. Unfortunately, the system here have not produced that kind of where you have parks, where you have facilities for people to go there and hone their skills. Some of the grounds where they have these sports are elitist. You don't find the mass going there. So you find out that at that bottom of pyramid I was talking about bringing people in, the number is still lightweight because a lot of people are not there. You have not. People go to school in Nigeria from primary to secondary school without even seeing people hold the racket. It's that bad. And so it's a big struggle. I hope we'll get there one day for sports like this. And the kind of incentive that sports like football gets, the tennis get that kind of attention. So I know we'll get there one day.
We need to build the environment, and I'm glad he mentioned it. He's the president of the federation. We must find a way to get it out there because parents are showing interest, kids are showing interest. If you go to all of those eyebrow schools, they have tennis courts, the kids want to play. We must find a way to keep the process going. Alfred, let's bring you into the conversation that we paused, and that's talking about the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup. When you look at the fixtures involving Nigerian teams, is it tough?
I think it's going to be tough. Austin, I think it's going to be tough. Enyimba playing Diambas. Thank God it's the first leg. The first leg is away. The team left yesterday morning for Senegal. Hopefully, if any positive result. But I worry. I worry because the teams that are playing on the continent, as we speak, have not had any competitive game, no preparatory games. It's just we go to trainings, we train, we are preparing. Have we tested what we trained for? We played for 1 or 2 friendly games they've played amongst themselves. So that's the worry for me. But I think they will be taking towards that direction. And any positive results in the first leg means you know the direction it will go in the second leg. Anybody plays the Ambas for Bayelsa United, they play CS Sfaxien. CS, they are really, really tough customer. But the Bayelsa United I saw that lifted the ITO Cup and matched Nasarawa United man for man. Fortunately for them, only about 1 or 2 players have left the fold. They've managed to keep the bulk of the players that delivered for them. Another advantage that they have is that they will play at the Samson Siasia Stadium. Another advantage, to add to that, CAF has graciously allowed 3,000 fans to come watch. And that means you have the fans. They will have the fans cheering them on. And so it will be good to see how they really come out to play this game. Yes, they might not be in the Premier League, but hey, without the Premier Leagues that you have, they lifted the ITO Cup. For Rivers United, they know that they have their work cut out. Fortunately for them, they pushed out the story during the week that the governor has redeemed the $100,000 I promised, and that means they are not lacking in incentives. That's good for them. They'll be playing at the Liberation Stadium. 10,000 fans allowed for that game. And I'm scratching my head. Even when we don't have COVID, can Port Harcourt pull 10,000 fans to come watch Rivers United? I hope they make it a project and the fans turn out to see how they play. They've boosted their coaching ranks with Fatai Osho joining them. That means experience. He's been with the Imba for a while. Joining Rivers United, he comes with experience and some tested players in that fold. It's a question of we don't know how this will go because we've not seen these teams play. The season ended and everybody has come back to default mode. We don't know how they play. So Unfortunately, Aqua United got knocked out in the last round, and I pray it doesn't happen to any of these three teams playing this weekend.
My bread, but I have to ask you this, Alfred. After this weekend, how many teams do you think we will have left on the continent?
As a Nigerian, I'll say three, hopefully.
But realistically,
three, hope. Realistically, that's why I said. Realistically, that's why I said we are going into this game without really knowing how it will end. Critically because we've not seen these teams play. If the league was running, we would have said, okay, they coming with rich vein of form. We've seen the players, some of perhaps the new signings are doing very well. But this, we're just going there hoping, really hoping that the Nigerian spirit prevails. Realistically, I don't know. I hope we don't get to see any of them eliminated in this round.
All right, I'm scratching my head as well. But we're all Nigerians, and we hope that they do well. All right, let's leave the little matter of the CAF club competitions and travel abroad. And Austin will guide us through some of these things. There's an interesting comment attributed to Jurgen Klopp, and we're going to listen to what he has to say about the Newcastle takeover. He has questioned the fair play rules in England. But first, let's take a look at the fixtures for tomorrow and Sunday in the English Premier League. Let's take a look at the fixtures. We'll talk about some of the issues surrounding this fixtures. Watford will take on Liverpool. Aston Villa will take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leicester will take on Manchester United. We hear Marcus Rashford is fit for selection. Manchester City will be up against Burnley. Norwich will take on Brighton. All of these matches will be played on Saturday. And on Sunday, there are fixtures for Sunday as well. Everton, Toffees will take on West Ham United. Then you also have Newcastle taking on Tottenham. But then again, that's Sunday for you. And I left out Southampton taking on Leeds, Brentford taking on Chelsea. Those ones are Saturday matches. But of course, this is that's it on your screen. A quick confirmation of those matches. All right. Before I let Austin take us through all the angles, some that we're not aware of, let's hear the very interesting take of Jurgen Klopp on Newcastle United takeover. Let's listen to what he has to say. Then, of course, Austin has the floor to help us understand some of the things behind the scenes and what could be making Jurgen Klopp say those things. All right, I'm holding back. Austin, I know we have a few seconds to break, but let me allow you to take it from here. I thought it was brutally honest, though.
Yeah, that's been making the rounds in the media here in the United Kingdom, and some people have described it as Klopp just, panicking. But anyhow, he just called on the English Premier League Chief Executive Richard Master. I said, explain. There was some level of controversy before this takeover. And why did we allow it, And they've been questioning Saudi Arabia's record on human rights. And there's also the talk that this club, this takeover, there's no way Saudi Arabia will not have some influence right there at Newcastle. But these are just worries. And I understand where it is coming from. Club understands that now that money is involved, that Newcastle will definitely become a powerhouse in English football. So they are tying it to human rights. But the English Premier League says, look, these people, this takeover, the Public Investment Fund, they went through, the test and they passed it. So I don't know how Richard Masters and his team are going to, give an explanation, because it's not just Klopp. Klopp is speaking out now. And it's a major worry. They need to find a way to get out of it. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, we'll get Alfred's view. And then, Jurgen Klopp again, talk about that Liverpool's clash with Watford. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
All right. An interesting take there. Let's do something quickly. Austin talked about Jurgen Klopp talking about their next game. Let's listen to Jurgen Klopp talk about their next game. That's against Watford. Then we get Alfred to talk about the game and also talk about what has gotten Klopp. I mean, what has gotten him to share his views about the takeover? So let's just quickly listen to Jurgen Klopp on Watford. Then we come back to get Alfred's take on both issues. All right, so Jurgen Klopp on those two issues. Let's, Alfred, I want to get your take on. I know we don't have much time, and I know you're going to help us put the two together on the Newcastle. Klopp's take on the Newcastle takeover. Klopp's take on how ruthless Watford have been with their managers and the game tomorrow.
Well, for me, how they deal with the manager shouldn't be his concern. They came. The business is all about hiring and firing. If you're doing well, they're not Father Christmas. If you do well, you retain. If the result's not going your way, hey, it's likely that you're going to, chop and change, and that's the nature of the job. For that of Newcastle, I can tell you that so many top teams are really scared of the changes in the EPL, the power balance. Now we've had struggles of the likes of Arsenal has really struggled when the moment these big boys came into the scene. That was the point. Arsenal was way above Chelsea. Abramovich came in, he turned their fortunes. For Manchester City, the Arab money came in there, he just turned their fortunes. With all of these troubles in the league, the dominance that Liverpool and Manchester United had in the past, that has been broken. There's a new power block, and you don't expect them to keep quiet. So it's all a measure of it all. And Newcastle will come and compound the issues there for them, and it's nature of the game. Talking about creating a super team, I mean, it's all about the money. If Liverpool is by way richer than most of these other clubs that below the ladder, so if big money comes to Newcastle and they are in the thick of what is happening, PSG at some time were outsiders, but today the Champions League last 8, they find a way of getting there. I'm sure. These super teams are worried with the kind of money these guys and the kind of influence they will pull at the end of the day. Brother, it's all about the money, so just learn to live with it.
Okay, he has to learn to live with it. Let me get your take on something and allow Austin to wrap it all up for us. Steve Bruce, some people say it's a stay of execution. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's going to be allowed on 1,000 games in the English Premier League as a coach, but for sure, everybody knows it's a matter of when, not if.
His position is a dead man walking. He's seen the end. It's a dead man walking. He's seen the end from the beginning. It's just a matter of let's honor him and give him a befitting pull-out time. It's not a question of when. It's not a question of even if. It's a question of when. And I'm sure they just want to honor him with that. Just give him a bit of time. Hey, these guys have come with the big money, and it's a new order.
Okay, all right, that's it. Okay, Austin, you probably know what we don't know. Steve Bruce, Alfred says he's a dead man walking, and we all agree.
No, but let's take it to the street. I would say let's not check him anyhow. Steve Bruce has said they should give him a chance. Now that it's a new regime, new owners, that give me a chance to prove myself, because now money will come into the team. And I think that's what they should do. They shouldn't just, throw him out. Claudio Ranieri is an English Premier League winner, and that's because Leicester City believed in him, gave him a chance. So yeah, I'm rooting for Steve Bruce. Just because you have money now, don't you abandon who was struggling with you otherwise. That's unfair. He says, give me a chance to prove myself, and that's where I want to stay.
Okay, that's a good place to leave it on the show. We've had fun, and unfortunately, the time is not always enough. First, I want to thank Alfred Okoligbe for finding out time to be with us on the show. Hopefully, we'll do this again some other time.
It's a pleasure always. Thanks, Austin, for having me.
All right. That's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you this lovely Friday evening from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
It's been a good show, and it was also a red tie show for me here. In London, I'm Austin Okorakwan, and everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.